A cyber genius who hacked a government agency and stole millions of dollars. It sounds like a movie script, doesn't it? But this story is completely real. Today, I'm going to tell you the incredible story of Kevin Mitnick, who became a legend in his own right. To some, he's a hero, to others, a criminal. So, how did he pull off such a big hack? Here's the story. Kevin Mitnick was born in Los Angeles in 1963. He was an ordinary child from an ordinary family, but he had an incredibly curious nature. Living with his mother, Kevin often sought ways to ride the city bus system for free. At that time, the city used a punch card system for the buses, and Kevin figured out how to manipulate it to get free rides. When he was just in elementary school, he asked the bus driver, "Hey, can I use this hole instead of a ticket?" The driver, stunned, let him ride for free. This was just the beginning for him. Kevin's first encounter with a computer was a turning point in his life. He spent hours in front of the screen, trying to learn how the computer worked. Back then, computers weren't as common as they are today, and internet access was extremely limited. But for Kevin, these limitations were just new challenges to overcome. One day, while he was busy coding, his mother said, "Kevin, your friends are waiting for you outside. How about leaving the computer and going out for a bit?" But for Kevin, staying away from the computer was almost impossible. Go outside? He had just discovered a new algorithm. Kevin's interest in programming grew rapidly. He taught himself to write code and developed his skills with resources he found online. While his schoolmates played soccer, Kevin was at home, coding and developing new programs. This passion would take him further and further. In high school, Kevin started hacking computer systems and phone lines. Initially, he did small hacks just to prank his friends. He would change grades in the school's computer system. One day, while changing his friend's math grade to an A, he accidentally made his own grade an F, and the teacher accepted it. Pranking his friends came at a high cost. These small successes gave him great confidence. But this was just the beginning. Kevin began to pursue bigger targets. Hacking phone lines to make long-distance calls for free became a passion for him. So why did he aim for bigger targets? Kevin wanted to prove himself and leave a significant mark. Small hacks no longer satisfied him. He craved something bigger. Thus, he decided to hack the systems of the biggest technology companies and government institutions. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Kevin Mitnick started infiltrating the top-level computer systems and phone networks. He hacked into companies like IBM, Nokia, and Fujitsu, gaining access to a wealth of sensitive information. Kevin used the information he found in these systems to open new doors for himself. But during this process, he began to attract the attention of the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. Kevin's hacking operations were carried out with great secrecy and skill. He took every step carefully to avoid detection. However, these major operations and the increasing attention made him live in constant anxiety. One day, while examining information he had obtained from a hacked system, he saw a warning on his computer screen that the FBI was tracking him. This warning was a serious alarm for him. Now, it wasn't just about obtaining information, it was also about not getting caught. Kevin started living a luxurious life with the information he had obtained. He bought luxury cars, expensive houses, and stepped into a glamorous lifestyle. But this new lifestyle didn't bring him the happiness he expected. One day, he bought an expensive gift for his best friend, who asked, "Where did you get all this money?" Of course, the answer was a bit complicated. Kevin tried to change the subject instead of answering the question. But his friends began to grow suspicious. While enjoying his luxurious life, he constantly lived in fear of being followed. Every step he took was shadowed by the fear of getting caught one day. This paranoia grew over time, making his life increasingly difficult. One day, he saw a postman at his neighbor's door with FBI written on his uniform, and Kevin panicked and ran out of his house. Later, he realized that the postman had just gone to the wrong address. However, this incident showed how tense and paranoid Kevin had become. After discovering the hack, government officials launched a major investigation. A special task force was formed, working day and night to track down Kevin. Investigators used the most advanced techniques to follow his trail. They tracked the traces he left in the cyber world and analyzed the methods he used. Every step was carefully monitored, and every clue was evaluated. Kevin's capture was quite dramatic. After months of tracking and investigation, the FBI finally pinpointed his location. Kevin had been constantly changing his location, making it very difficult to track him. But eventually, the FBI discovered that he was hiding somewhere in California. The FBI organized a major operation to capture him. During the operation, Kevin was caught while sitting at his computer, typing something. This was one of the hardest moments of his life. At that moment, he realized that everything he had done came with a cost. The arrest was dramatic and thrilling, like a scene from a movie, only popcorn was missing. Kevin was captured in a big operation and arrested. The trial process was equally dramatic. Kevin's trial was followed with great interest. In court, his crimes and their consequences were discussed. The defense and prosecution clashed fiercely. In the end, Kevin was found guilty and sentenced to a long prison term. This decision was a huge blow for him. He accepted that he had to pay the price for his actions. Prison life was a major change for him. It was the complete opposite of his previous luxurious life. Every day in prison reminded him of his mistakes and their consequences. During his time in prison, he thought a lot about what he had done. He felt regret for many things. However, he also learned valuable lessons from this process and redefined himself. While in prison, he started teaching programming to other inmates. His first lesson began with, "No hacking computers, just writing code." His story intrigued other inmates, and soon, he formed his own small hacker group. Of course, this time everything was within legal bounds. The years in prison were a significant learning period for Kevin. Throughout his prison time, he deeply reflected on his mistakes and their consequences. The feeling of regret pushed him to become a better person. After being released from prison, he decided to turn his life around. Once released, Kevin began working as a consultant in the field of cybersecurity. Using his skills in a legal and ethical way, he helped secure the systems he once hacked. Major companies and government institutions utilized Kevin's expertise to test their systems, find security vulnerabilities, and help close those gaps. Once known as a hacker, Kevin Mitnick had now become a respected name in the world of cybersecurity. Kevin Mitnick's story teaches us many lessons. It shows the power of technology and how it can be misused. It also reminds us that every action has consequences that can profoundly impact our lives. Kevin's story also demonstrates that people can change and learn from their mistakes to become better individuals. There are lessons to be learned from this story. If you liked our video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this story. See you in our next videos.